Did you see what Tanner Mangum just pulled off for the second consecutive week? A backup quarterback who hasn't played competitive football since 2011 hops off a flight from Chile on a Mormon mission, practices football for a couple months, and pulls off two miracles in 2 weeks in two mighty upsets over Nebraska and Boise State. Tanner Mangum, just watched it here, with a 4th and 7 play in which he needed the play to convert against Boise State. They were down 24-21 BYU to Boise State. He was flushed to the right. He just hung up the pass. It wasn't a remarkable pass. It wasn't a pass that he knew exactly where it was going. But the important fact here, and if you checked out Arkansas's Brandon Allen trying to convert a 4th down pass in desperation against Toledo, you would know the most important aspect of this Tanner Mangum pass was that he gave his receiver the chance to fight for the football, and he threw it between 3 defenders, hung it up just inside the goal line, and Mitch Juergens hauled it in for the touchdown. It was remarkable. You got to catch it. Got to check this one out. Tanner Mangum, for the second consecutive week, is the hero as BYU pulls off a stunner at home this time. So there was much celebration in the stadium. It was a very loud stadium and raucous, probably even right now, as BYU pulls it out 35-24. Why 35-24 final? Well, just seconds later, it was the other number 12 on the BYU roster, Kai Nakua, who picked off the pass from Ryan Finley and returned it all the way, the pick six. And that was his second interception of the game that closed out the win for BYU in the upset, the slight upset, 2.5-point underdog against Boise State, 35-24. So get this for BYU. They go to Lincoln, upset Nebraska on the Mangum heroics with Mitch Matthews on the other end of the Hail Mary. They complete this 4th and 7 play. Again, it was remarkable. Got to check it out. Great play. Mangum 17 for 28, 309 yards, couple touchdowns, couple interceptions, and Juergens caught 4 for 172 on this night and 2 touchdowns. So BYU in the midst of playing Nebraska on the road, Boise State at home, then at UCLA and at Michigan the next 2 weeks. Down the line, they have a game against Mizzou. So BYU, being an independent, doing exactly what it needs to do to make itself relevant. Schedule big-time games, big teams, and then they're winning those games, at least so far, against Nebraska and Boise State. And not just winning them, they're getting into the highlights with dramatic finishes and plays to pull out these games. Thank you, Tanner Mangum. Need to hear from you now. What's your reaction on BYU football right here on Mark Rogers TV?